Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I was gone. I began working back on my What If Ichigo Had Ultra Instinct series and forgot to upload. If you like the video, leave an like and subscribe. Thank you and enjoy. Deku, Hiroshima, and Bakugo were on a train to Osaka. They had clothes, necessities, and quite some money on them from the drugs they sold. They were planning to get to Osaka and search for someone who knew where the Fight Club was and investigate. I already got a lead on where we have to head. I managed to steal the phone of this man here, said Deku as he handed Bakugo and Kirishima the phone he had. On the phone, it had a video on it. It showed a news video about finding the dead body of a criminal named Jiren. Bakugo and Kirishima were surprised that he managed to take down someone close to their boss. Now about this club. We need to hide our identities, so we'll have to wear masks and hoodies, got it? Asked Deku. They nodded in response to the question. Since this is a death match tournament, do you think that we'll get paid a lot? Asked Bakugo. Possibly, however, I have no idea how big yet, said Deku. Once we get there, we need to look for a woman with blue hair with severed hands on her face. This creeps Bakugo and Kirishima the fuck out. What the hell type of shit is this organization into? Questioned Kirishima. I don't know. This is why I plan to take down this organization that threatens Japan's peace. This is the point of no return. We're getting a room for us to sleep in. No homo. We'll be staying there, so we'll need to make sure that we don't get trailed back there. I'll be investigating in the morning by myself, and we'll probably be selling more drugs for money until we find out where we're supposed to go, said Deku. After 2 hours of riding the train, the boys headed towards a hotel. The hotel was kinda messy, but it was cheap. It had 2 beds and a couch that could be turned into a bed, a stove that hardly even worked, a refrigerator, and a small TV. It was definitely not worth it. This place looks like a dump. Why can't we go to a nicer one? Kirishima asked Deku with a concerned tone. We'll have to save money just in case. If one of us gets injured, we'll need to get to a hospital. However, that shouldn't be a problem, but we can't take a risk. Trust me, once we take him down, you'll be able to rest peacefully. Deku yawned a little. Let's get some rest for now. We're patrolling tonight at 3 a.m. and back by 5:30 a.m. Got it. The boys nodded as they started to sleep. Midoriya was sleeping on the couch bed and Kirishima and Bakugo were sleeping on the regular beds. Sometime later, Deku's phone was ringing a lot. Deku turned off the alarm on his phone as it read 3 a.m. The boys got up and started getting dressed, even though they were pretty tired. Bakugo and Kirishima had on hockey masks to hide their identity. After getting dressed, they made their way toward the place where the car was supposed to be picking them up for the Fight Club. Just stay calm and act villainous a little. Just be normal and blend in. After finishing that sentence, a car pulls up in front of them. They walked up to the car and noticed that the driver was wearing a black mask and blue hoodie. The window rolled down as the masked driver turned and stared at the masked trio. Are you guys ready for a fun time? Asked the driver. The trio nodded their heads in response. Hurry up and get in then. The trio opened the side door and crawled inside the van. After getting settled in, the driver started to go. 1 hour later, out of town in a forest, the trio arrived at the Fight Club. The Fight Club looked like a really big cube with no pizzazz to it. No windows or decorations, only a metal door. This is crazy. My father told me about this place. He said he was on a mission to take down rampaging criminals after he got alerted to this place. He was overworking himself to the bone for over 70 hours. Explained Deku. 70 villains, that's amazing. Expressed Bakugo astounded. Deku knocked on the metal door of the building. The door's small metal window opened up, revealing a pair of eyes. What are you here for? The voice on the other side of the door asked. To bust some heads, the trio said loud and proudly. The door's metal lock started to unlock. After that, the door opened, revealing a strong elder man with a suit on. The place was filled with a lot of male and female supervillains. There was a bar with a barwoman serving a few men. In the middle of the room, there was a ring where two fighters were battling it out. Fighter 1 man was a built Hulk with a black plague mask covering his face. He had brown long hair coming out of the back of the mask. He was wearing a white t-shirt, brown sweatpants, and boot browns, and a blue tunic decorated with 2 belts. His hands and wrists were covered with gloves made of metal and leather straps. His name was Rappa. He was taking a lot of damage from his opponent since he was bleeding out like crazy. His opponent was quite muscular, but he had a few scars. One of his eyes was missing and replaced with some sort of robotic parts. He had blonde spiky hair. He was wearing a red t-shirt, dark green sweatpants and a jacket wrapped around his waist. He was using flesh from his body to bounce around off the ring and damage the gigantic foe. His name was Muscular. I'm guessing from the extra flesh on his arms, that's his quirk. His quirk allows him to grow muscles, and from watching them fight, my guess is that his flesh quirk is used for more offense and defense, thought Deku. The scarred face villain blocked the gigantic plague-masked fighter's incoming punch and returned with a swift right hook. The punch sent a slight draft around the room. The crowd, including the trio, were quite astonished by this. While both Bakugo and Kirishima were going crazy over the fight, Deku was observing the room. There were people betting money during the fight, people buying drugs, women stripping for money, and drinking a lot of alcohol. An elderly man with a referee shirt approached the group. He had a clipboard in his hand. Hello, boys, you guys must be new here? Asked the referee. Yeah, me and my friends here came to have some fun here, said Deku. Oh, okay. What are your names? I'm the creator of Chaotic. This is The Rock. This is King Explosion Murder. The man handed Deku the clipboard. Deku took a second to look at the clipboard he was given. It had papers for tonight's fights. Deku was quite curious on why he was given this. Why did you give me this? Deku inquired. Here's the thing. All of you have to fight the first time you come here. That's one of our rules. Deku wrote their names on the paper before handing the clipboard back to the man. All right, gentlemen, I wish you the best of luck. Creator Chaotic, your fight is in 15 minutes. The Rock is 15 minutes after yours, and so on. Now, let's get it on. Also, you can buy quirk-boosting drugs from our dealer in the bathroom if you want an edge over the competition. I'll go get everything set up for the fights. Enjoy your time here. The man strolled off as the crew looked at each other. This is going good, declared Kirishima with a lot of confidence. I've been waiting for this. Kachan or Kem was ready to fight and bust some heads. Deku went around the ring to the bathroom and saw that there was a person with a mask covering their entire head. They had a big bag in front of them. The figure's face connected to the approaching trio. Hello there. You guys trying to buy some drugs? Asked the figure. It sounded like a female voice. What type of drugs are these? Asked Chaotic Carnage. The masked woman dug into her bag and pulled out a syringe filled with a red substance. The moment Deku saw the drug, his face behind the mask looked at the syringe surprised. "What type of drug is that?" asked Chaotic Carnage. "It's called Trigger, a quirk-enhancing drug. It amplifies your quirk power a lot, but there's a huge drawback. It makes people lose control of all senses and attack those around them." Deku thought about it for a second and decided to decline the offer. They went to the locker room to get ready for their fights. "That drug costs a lot of money," said Bakugo. "Izuku, what do you have planned?" "You don't have a quirk, so you need to be careful." Deku started to smile a little as he held something in front of them. "Keep these in case. Use them if necessary," said Deku. Bakugo and Kirishima saw that it was the same syringes that the masked woman offered them. "What the hell? How did you get those?" Both the explosive teen and the hard-headed boy questioned were quite confused. "Don't worry about it. Since these things turn people crazy when injected, let's try to save them when shit goes south, alright?" interrogated Deku. The intercom came on saying, "Chaotic Carnage, approach the stage to fight." Deku got up and exited the locker room. Deku went towards the ring and saw his opponent. It was Muscular, the same fighter who defeated Rappa, the plague-masked fighter. After Deku got inside the ring was locked behind him. Deku locked eyes on his opponent. Muscular was shooting Deku with an insane psychotic look. "Oh look, a new plaything," Muscular said to Deku. The bell rang as Muscular charged at his opponent. He tried to punch Deku, but his punch was blocked by the air. He got sent flying into the wall of the cage behind him. Deku's hair covered his face as he saw a video of Muscular charging at him from all directions, bouncing off the cage walls. Muscular charged at Chaotic Carnage, but he missed, and he tried again but missed. "Sorry, but it's time to, Muscular's facial expression went from cocky to puzzled. He was in the middle of the ring standing there. He was quite confused because he didn't know how he got to the middle of the ring because he didn't stop himself from launching around the ring. Even the crowd was confused because they didn't see what happened or tell what was going on. He was then hit in the face by World Crimson. Deku was standing behind him with World Crimson. The blow damaged his other working eye pretty badly. He was now blinded. "You were never on my level," announced Deku. Muscular started to sweat as he began to panic. He turned around and stared at Deku. "How did you get behind me, you bastard? Tell me," demanded Muscular. Deku mysteriously disappeared from the muscle freak's sight. He was now on the opposite side of him. "I will be rewarding you with a painful death." Deku lifts up his hand as he bottles his hand into a fist. He then slams his arm into his arm, which separates one of his arms and one of his legs like how Diavolo did to Polnareff. That was easy. No effort needed. The crowd was getting so hyped over this. The intercom came on and happily announced that Chaotic Carnage was the winner. Everyone was cheering for the Chaotic Carnage. The cage was unlocked as he left the ring. Deku was getting thirsty, so he went over to the bar. As he sat down, he started to look around the area. The barista walked over to Deku with a notepad and pen. "Hello. What would you like to drink?" the barista asked the criminal. "A iced cola, please," answered Deku. The barista wrote down Chaotic Carnage's order and went to the kitchen. Deku started to read the future, and it showed that he was going to die if he drank the soda the barista brought him. The vision showed them having a conversation up until the point he drank his soda and then instantly died from not being able to catch my breath. The poison that he was served disabled his ability to breathe. The vision ended as the barista came back with 2 drinks. She put the colas in front of Deku. Deku told the woman that he only ordered 1 drink, so why give him 2? The woman said that she wanted to drink with him and talk to him a little bit. Deku didn't feel like talking due to Diavolopyrus having a short patience and temper. He decided to wake up Dio Sans and let him take control of Deku. Now that Deku was being controlled by Dio Sans, he decided to accept the woman's offer of drinking with him. Deku decided to ask the woman about the owner of this place and where he could find him, but the woman couldn't give out that information. Okay, let's play a game. If I win, you'll give me the information I need. If you win, I'll give you all the money I have on me. Deal? Asked Deku. The woman thought to herself for a second before accepting the deal. She accepted it on one condition: they have to race to see who can drink sodas the fastest. In the woman's mind, she didn't have to do much to get that money. She didn't really have to do this challenge because she knew that he would die before he drank the entire thing. Chaotic Carnage agreed as he got ready to gulp down his drink. The woman counted down from 3 to 1. As soon as she said go, they began drinking their sodas until every drop was gone. The woman started to throw up on the floor as she was holding her throat. Her mind was racing with how she was the one poisoned. Deku explained to the woman that he swapped the drinks and that she was going to die. The woman tried to scream, but no words or sound came out. Her face was turning blue as she fell to the ground, desperately wanting to breathe. "Don't worry, you'll be in heaven soon enough," declared Deku. The woman's body turned motionless after a few seconds of saying that. Her eyes weren't moving, her body was completely still, and she had no pulse. Deku went through her pockets and found a phone and a wallet on her. He checked her wallet but couldn't find a code for her phone written down. Despite this, Deku came up with an idea. He pointed the phone at the dead woman's face. After a few seconds, the phone unlocked itself. The first thing Deku did was change the password to the phone. After that, he checked the contacts. The contact had only one mysterious name. It said a blue-haired man. He added that number to his personal phone. Shortly afterward, the intercom came on and called for the Rock aka Kirishima to fight. Deku decided to look into the future and see what would happen. The future shows that Kirishima is going to die if he fights the opponent he was up against. He saw that Kirishima was walking towards the ring to fight. "World Crimson, bring forth the world," commanded Deku. The room was then covered with colorful lights which were then sucked back to Deku. The room, objects, and even the people turned gray. He walked around the ring towards Kirishima and grabbed the syringe out of his pocket. Deku started to look around the area. "I need to cause a distraction. If things go south, it'll cause a problem, but we'll need to get out of here." He injected the syringe into Kirishima. He knows that Kirishima would be extremely violent, so he has to be fast to knock him out. He got some distance away from him as he let time resume. Kirishima was met with an intense headache and pain. He was gripping his stomach tightly as he let up and roared. Within seconds, Kirishima's quirk went crazy. His eyes changed to glowing red and his body was hardening endlessly as his body grew a few feet. He saw his opponent, a man with electric powers, was scared beyond belief, but he didn't even care. He charged at his opponent and killed him by decapitating the man with an uppercut. Everyone was cheering for Kirishima aka The Rock, amazed at how he took out his enemy in one try. Krishna wasn't done though. He broke one of the gate cage walls in half as he grabbed a nearby person and ripped them in half. Everyone was standing like mannequins at what they just witnessed because this was a gruesome sight. Hiroshima let out another fearsome roar as everyone gained their consciousness back and started to run in fear. As they were running in fear, Deku noticed some clouds of purple haze hovering over them. There were hands coming from them and the hands radiated a red and black deadly aura. The hands would touch those near them and for some reason, after those people were touched they would pass out. Hiroshima was fighting some fighters whom he dealt with easily as he raged out and escaped. Deku thought that this guy had a quirk that killed people by touch. Deku's hair showed that he was going to have the same fate as everyone who got killed. The portal was going to appear on the left side of him. The portal appeared as the hand approached Deku's face. World Crimson is massively faster than light speed, even than both the World and Star Platinum combined. The stand grabbed the portal arm and severed the arm. The rest of the arm retreated back into the portal. Deku exited the building with the crowd. He was blending in to avoid detection. After he got out of the building, he met up with Bakugo. Bakugo was pretty good. Hiroshima burst through the wall and stared at everyone in the vicinity. He started to slowly march his way to the city close to him. He was ready to pounce and kill everyone. Deku took this moment to stop time and knock him out with a swift karate chop before resuming time. The rampaging menace was then put to sleep as he shrunk back to his normal size. Everyone was surprised at how strong the person was. The trio vanished in front of their eyes. Deku and Bakugo were carrying Hiroshima back to the hotel room. After getting to the hotel room, Hiroshima gained consciousness. He was a little confused because he couldn't remember what happened. "You went insane. You killed a lot of people. I'm impressed by your power," Deku said proudly. Deku gave Hiroshima a thumbs up, which made him happy. Hiroshima showed a small smile before passing out again. What the hell happened to him? I was getting ready for my match when I heard screaming. I came outside and he was brutally murdering people. Deku puts his hand against his chin. I did that. I injected him with the trigger drug. It was amazing how much it boosted his power. However, if it made him uncontrollable, it's not worth it to me. I need you guys to train. I can defend myself against threats pretty easily, but you guys would have gotten killed. The next night, I'll be flying solo. I'll try to find another person who will crack the code to his phone and someone who's selling drugs. For now, I'm ordering pizza here. Deku used Google Maps on his personal phone and called the restaurant about ordering 2 pizzas. One was pepperoni and the other was cheese. The total was going to be $28 or 4,361 yen. After 30 minutes, there was a knock at the door. Deku used his premonition skills to see that it was the pizzas he ordered, but the delivery man was going to be killed. He looked at the premonition closely and saw that the man had been stabbed 6 times. Deku immediately went to open the door, grabbed the delivery man by the hand, and tossed him inside his apartment. There were footsteps charging at Deku from behind. He grabbed the person's arm by the wrist and shattered it. He then quickly kicked that person's legs and pinned them to the floor. Deku used his stand's fist and crushed that person's face. The pizza delivery thanked Deku for saving him and asked him how he knew he was going to die. Deku told the man that he had his ways. Deku took out his wallet so he could pay for the pizza, but the man said that it was free before running away out of fear. Deku patrolled around the area to make sure no one was around. The coast was clear. Deku proceeds to drag the random criminal's body and dump their body into a dumpster behind the building. After that was done, a purple portal appeared in front of the team. This gave Deku flashbacks to the past when his mother got kidnapped. This was that same portal that was used to take her away from him. Deku stood ready to defend himself. A figure emerged from inside the portal. The only thing easily noticeable about the figure was that he had blue hair. His face was covered up with severed hands. This brought up a memory Deku had. He remembered that he saw a photo of this man on his old boss's phone. "Who are you? Are you a friend or a foe?" Deku asked the blue-haired figure. The blue-haired figure stopped dead in his tracks and gathered himself to speak. "Well, I know you because my old companion by the photo he sent me of you the same day he died meeting you. You were the same person he met before his death," declared the figure. Deku was in a tight place. He had to find a way to lie to the man. If he found out, the whole organization would be after him, meaning his friends wouldn't be safe. He carefully thought of something as an excuse until he decided what he was going to say. "It wasn't me. I was knocked out before I realized what happened. I have no idea who killed him, but it wasn't me. I just woke up to his dead body as the police were coming, so I had to hit the dash," said Deku. The hand-faced figure took still for a second. "So if it wasn't you, then why haven't I heard about it on the news?" asked the figure. Deku disappeared from his sight as the man got spooked by this. "On second thought, I did kill him. Are you happy?" asked Deku, who was standing behind him. Deku's eyes were red. Sediavolapyrus was in control. The figure turned around and tried to put his hand on Deku's body, but something was blocking him from doing so. He started sweating a little as he recoiled. He started to breathe to regain his composure. The man opened his mouth and what Deku heard was, "Just what the hell and who the hell are you?" Deku asked the man if he knew who the boss of the League of Villains was, but he didn't answer. He was speechless for a second. He proceeded to walk around Deku and towards the portal. Deku yells at the man to answer his question or he'd kill him within a second. The figure stopped dead in his tracks and turned to face the green-haired freak. "If you wanna kill me that badly, then do it. No matter what, you'll have a hit on your head. You better watch your back," the figure said threateningly as he proceeded to walk toward the portal. Deku knew that he was in trouble. He was going to have to go back home with his friends. With his friends now in danger, they'll have to return home until this blows over. He wants that man to forget that he and his friends exist. "As you wish, Master," said the stand. World Crimson's eyes started to glow red for a second before going back to their normal colors. "Objective done," said the stand. Deku was a little confused about what the stand did. The stand went on and said that he erased his identity from those whom Deku thinks are enemies. Deku was amazed at the information about this ability. This must be the identity erasure that his stand told him about. Because of this, Deku thinks that he can still do this even if people know about his teammates. He can kill them and evade enemies quite easily. With his stand, he can be on top of the world. He'll have to be careful with the safety of his team though. His stand can only erase his identity from people's minds. He used Jiren's phone again and went to the voice memos. He pressed play on the first file shown to him and what was heard was, "All right, just got something to eat. Okay. Now Tamura wants me to find about 80 people for him to use. He wants to ambush All Might and kill him the first chance he gets. Rumors are that he's returning to Japan. All right, time to get to work." The audio ended. Deku proceeded to search the voice memos and went to a folder with the latest date. He played the youngest audio file created in this folder. The audio file was created the same day he was going to talk to Deku. Alright, after gathering about 75 people for whatever Tamura has planned. He gave me a sweet reward of $10,000. Now, time to pay a visit to a loyal drug dealer who calls himself Zoo. He's been really hustling for his money. Someone tried to rob him and he nearly ended up killing him. He's quite a guy. Gotta go. Approaching the park where I'm supposed to be meeting him, said Jiren into his phone. The audio file ended there. Deku sat down on the couch bed and thought to himself for a second.